Hello, my name is André. It seems that I only have a few seconds to let you know that I don't speak English fluently, so don't expect me to speak perfect English because it's not going to happen, although I try very hard to do that. And it's not a professional or institutional video, it's a homemade video designed so that you can have an experience, think about yourself, understand some concepts on NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, coaching, and hypnosis, because I work in all those fields, besides the fact that I am a clinical psychologist. So if you think you can help yourself, just go ahead and try to find more about yourself, not just in this video, but in all the videos that I try to do in English. But if you're looking for a very professional edited video, you don't belong here, okay? But I hope you can stay and we can have a very nice time together. Okay, today I'd like to share with you something very interesting. I'm sure that most of you, many times in the past, did something that you liked it very much. Perhaps you wrote a book or a text, perhaps you delivered a lecture or made a speech. You did something in sports, on your professional life, or shared your feelings in a very special way. And most of the times we can remember things that we did in the past, and sometimes we don't explain how we did that, how we made that happen in our lives. And it doesn't matter too much, because neuro-linguistic programming helps us to retrieve that back and to recover that information and that strategy, and you don't have to fully understand it while you recover that. For example, let's say that you are a musician. Let's say that you are Sir Elton John, for example. Sir Elton John, who is considered the most successful artist, solo artist in the world, and he wrote great songs like Your Song, like Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, like Rocket Man. And let's say that Sir Elton John, like any other artist or any other person wanting to do any other thing, wants to repeat that. What do I mean about that? To write that kind of song, just like those that I mentioned, Rocket Man, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, songs that everybody likes it, and there's something about the melody or the words or the lyrics, something very special. And neuro-linguistic programming believes that we have all the resources that we need inside of us. And if somebody did what you want to do, especially if you did that in the past, you can do that again. But how can it happen? Because most artists, or most of us, when we remember very nice and special things that we did in the past, we can't remember how did we make that happen? What happened? We don't know to explain that. Here is what we're going to do. Let's say that you are Sir Elton John and you want to write another Your Song, another Rocket Man, another Candle in the Wind, and whatever happens. Find something that you did in the past. You can pause this video at any moment and play it again, because I want you to write down things while you are watching and thinking, and the many things that are going to be working here. So think about something that you did in the past and you like it very much. Something that you created, something that you did, and you want to do that again in the future. For instance, Sir Elton John writing another Your Song, another Rocket Man again. I mean, with the same strength, with the same melody, and with the same magic. Just write down exactly what have you done in the past, which you want to do again in the future. It doesn't have to be in the same way, but it could be something related to something that you created or did in the past that you want to do again today. You want to produce that again. So stop the video, write down what you want to do again, or similar, very similar to what you did in the past. Okay, welcome back. Whatever you wrote, I want you to consider a couple of things before we can go on with the process. This part of yours that want it done, what does it want for you? What's the positive intent behind it? Meaning, when you think about, for instance, if I were working with Sir Elton John and he wanted to write your song, something like your song again, so simple, so beautiful, so powerful again, what is that you, Sir Elton, want with this result? What do you want? When you think about doing it again, when you think about accomplishing this result, what do you want to do? Once you have it done in the future now, and you think about that happening in the future, when that happens, when that manifests in your life, now you think about it. What is it doing for you that is more important than the thing itself? For instance, if it's Sir Elton recording your song, when he thinks about creating another song just like your song, with the same beauty and simplicity and power, when it is now published in the future, what this is doing for him, which is important, more important than the song itself, than the recording itself. So stop the video and work on that. And welcome back. Now, what depends on you to make that happen? What can you do? I know that most projects have other people involved. I understand that and I respect that a lot, and that's important. But what depends on you, on your part? What can you do to make that happen? When do you want it done? Who can help you? What is important in this process? What else is important? How can you do it in a way in which it can be very good, not just for you inside, but outside around you? How can it be harmonic for you and for others at the same time? Okay, just keep pausing whenever you feel like. Write down, you don't have to do that now. Okay, so let's move on. Now let's do the exercise itself. I want you to sit down. You may close your eyes or not, it doesn't matter. You can be seated or lay down in your bed, and just be quiet and make sure no one is going to interrupt you, so that you can go through the process with me now. I want you to let your imagination go in this process with me. And I want you to imagine now a movie screen, just like in the movie theater. And I want you to project in this movie screen exactly what you remember about doing that again. For instance, if Sir Elton John were my client, I would ask him to bring a memory. It doesn't matter if it's complete or if he is completing this memory with something else that he's projecting now into this memory, because memories are all created and recreated all the time, so it doesn't matter as long as it is a reference about he doing writing the song in the past. For instance, when he wrote your song, I would ask him, go back in the past when you wrote your song. When did you wrote your song? Where were you? What were you doing when you wrote it? When you let those melodies happen, when you were in the piano reading Bernie Taupin's lyrics. And you, when you think about what you want to do now, just think about that in the past. Bring that memory back. Where were you? What were you doing? I don't want explanations about that. Explanations aren't very important. Just bring that And first see that in the screen, whatever you can remember about letting that happen. It's not about explaining, it's about recovering whatever you can and completing with imagination if it's necessary, because it works both ways. So while you recover the memory, I want you to adjust the movie so that it can be a very good movie for you. I mean, you can increase the quality of the picture, the light, the color, the sound, whatever you want. You can put a soundtrack, whatever you can. Just make that movie to become a very good movie. A movie in which anyone would like to watch, because it's very enjoyable to be seen anywhere, in a movie theater, at home, in your mind, in other people's mind as well. And just bring it back. I want exactly the moment in which you did what you consider to be the most important moment. For instance, if it were Sir Elton John, the moment in which he got something and started to play the piano and write your song, for example. Again, it doesn't have to have an explanation. It's even better if you don't have an explanation, because NLP and coaching isn't about explanations always. You can find your explanation later, but it's not important right now. Just put that very central and important moment in the screen and adjust it so that it can look good, sound good, and keep increasing the quality. Yes, that's right. Yes. And I want now that around the screen you let some powerful and colorful light to be seen. For instance, a light that you think that fits with what you're doing. I don't know, perhaps Sir Elton John thinks that blue is a nice color that has lots of things to do with this ability or capacity. It is to be intuitive. It doesn't have to have a logical explanation. Just see a light around the screen, which is very strong and powerful, and see inside the screen. It's just like a frame made of light. And inside, I want you to keep improving the quality of the movie in which you are doing that thing that is very important. Yes, that's right. Just keep doing that. And when I count from 1 to 3, I want you to jump mentally inside the screen, and I want you to just live it again. Try that once more, as if you were there again, back in time, and just living. 1, 2, 3. Yes, that's right. Just go inside. And again, it's not about explanation. I want you to just feel yourself to do that again. Just feel, just try to figure out what you were saying to yourself and doing with your body, how you were breathing and moving, and what happened. But don't try to explain, just live it again. Yes. Try to find where in your body you feel that sensation stronger. For instance, for some people it's something circling here and has this movement and direction and intensity. Let's say in this example that you're finding this among all the other sensations as the number one, the most important sensation that kind of accounts for what's happening. And yes, that's right. And when I count from 1 to 3, I want you to increase and make it faster and stronger in a very good and healthy way. 1, 2, 3. Whatever the movement is for you, just do it, just let it happen, and increase it while you keep doing that, while you keep living again, experiencing once more as if you were there, back in time, just living that experience in which you were doing something very nice, very special, that had a lot of impact. Yes, let it go, let it happen. And at the same time, I want you to pay attention in the feeling that you have inside. And at the same time, I want you to pay attention in the light around the screen. You are inside of something and you can see the light around. Yes, that's right. See the light around, pay attention in what you're feeling, hearing, seeing inside your mind. Don't try to explain. It's okay if you can explain something, but don't try to, because it's better if you just go through the process now with me. And you can stop the video, pause the video at any moment so that you can live it even better and in a very stronger way. Okay, just do that. Just let that happen. Yes, that's right. Just let that happen. Yes. Okay. While you are still living all this inside of you, I want you to remember similar experiences in which you seem to have used similar strategies inside. For instance, if it were Sir Elton John, I would ask him, well, you wrote other successes. What are the successes, other successes that were equally important? Let's say that he would say something like Tiny Dancer or Rocket Man, or I guess that's what they call it, the blues, whatever, and or The Lion King. I would ask him to now, in this very moment, bring more memories about other experiences similar to this one. Again, it's not necessary to explain it, but just live it again. And while you feel all those things mixing together and combining something like that inside, I want you to pay attention in this thing that are expanding inside all those feelings, and at the same time pay attention in the frame, in the light frame around. Yes. Just bring 2, 3, 4 processes, similar processes, varied as similar as possible, in which you seem to have used similar strategies, and at the same time pay attention in the feeling and pay attention in the light. In the light. Okay. Right. Okay. Now I want you to get out of the screen and see it from outside. Now I want you to just see the same light shining, the same light, this light frame around the empty screen. And I want you to see how you feel now about having tried to go for those memories, and not just the cognitive memory, but the physical memory. And while you're still feeling that very strong, I want you to project in the screen now a future in which you are going to do that again. For instance, if it were Sir Elton John working with me, I would ask him to see himself in a similar environment, creating the process, or in the environment in which he wants to do that. I know that, for instance, because I'm a big fan, that he likes to do that in a studio. He likes to write his songs there in the studio and then record it right away. He can imagine himself in a studio there doing that, making that happen. So I would ask him to see himself there in the future, just letting that happen, just using the process, just making that happen, just using it. Imagine he doesn't have to explain how it's going to happen, but he could just imagine himself flowing in the process there in the future now, just in the same way, and writing as beautiful, as powerful as he did that in the past. And I want you to do the very same thing with the thing that you are deciding to work. And while you see yourself in the future just doing that, not worried at all with the explanation, just doing, just performing, just making that happen again with the same features and behaviors and process, whatever you saw that you see happening again in the future. And I want you to take a look at the same time to the screen in which you see that future, and I want you to again adjust the movie so that it can have more or less the same features that you were adjusting in the other one, the same kind of light and shape and colors and sound and soundtracks. Try to make it as similar as possible to that one which you like it very much. The same kind of colors, same size. If it's a picture, still picture, make it a still picture, sorry. If it's a movie, make it a movie. If it has strong colors in this one. And at the same time, take a look at the movie and the screen. See the screen with the light and see the movie, while you keep adjusting that so that it can be perfect. And when I count from 1 to 3, I want you to go deep inside and live that future now. Let's do it now, very intuitively. 1, 2, 3. Just go inside and try that, feel that. Yes, that's right. And see what you feel in the body and let it spin inside of you. Just see yourself flowing and doing that again. And the less you understand, the more you flow, the more you let that happen, and doing much more and much better than you could ever think that you could do in the past. You're doing much better than expected, I mean. Just keep doing that. While you keep breathing and feeling, seeing, talking to yourself in a way that's going to help it. Pay attention in the light around you, the light around you. Pay attention in what you're feeling, seeing, and doing, and see the light around you. And what do you feel now? I want you to stop at any moment and write. Is there anything different about your motivation now, about what you feel, about how it is happening for you? Just let it happen. Yes, that's right. And I want now that you let it happen and spread through your belly, and then open your heart for the good feelings related to that sensation, and let it go up to your head while you feel yourself aware of what's happening. And here, very conscious about it, about doing it. Doesn't have to explain it, just conscious that you're doing that. And feel yourself connected to the earth, to the universe, and with the field around you. That's right. Right. Okay. That's the exercise. You may open your eyes, and I want you to repeat that for about 1 month. Let's say 3-4 times a week. It's not a very big exercise, because as you keep doing that, you can pause less and just let it happen, and pause in the beginning so that you can write the things and define things to work with. But in the second, third time, you can pause less and just hear this exercise and go with the flow. And one thing, I just want you to do 2 things. One thing is, keep increasing the quality of the movies inside of your head. Every time that you practice this exercise, increase the quality of the movie inside of your head so that it can become better and better and better. Okay, second thing, find in the newspapers and magazines pictures of things related to what you're going to get when you have it, when you do it in the future. For instance, if I were working with Sir Elton John, when he do that again, when he record that song, that new song again, what is going to happen in his life different from now? I wonder what it would be. I'd like to know that from him. And what would happen in his life? He could just put everything together and put it in the refrigerator or in a wall or something like that, or as a computer screen. Just put everything that will happen now in your future when you reach this goal, and keep doing that again, and again for about 1 month, more or less. And this time you're going to use your brain in its best so that it can help you to just do it in your best. Again, excuse my English. I do believe that the things that I have to share with you are much more important than a perfect English and a perfect recording. Okay? Hope to see you again soon, and hope you to share this with your friends. Bye.